Hello, and welcome to my first ever video journal. You can call me Kuzma. That's my great grandfather's name, but I've connected with him over this journey, so much so that I got a tattoo that I translated into runes, which means through the gateway with strength and stillness brings the truth of humanity, divinity. This journal's all about connecting. The other day, I woke with a dream, and that dream didn't say much, but all I remember thinking was at the end of it, I had this message in my head. And that message was the cloud shows us how to do what we do. And by that, I took the meaning that I need to take these intuitions and signs that I've been receiving and ground them into reality. So now I'm sharing them with you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming. If this resonates with you, then follow along, leave a comment, tell me what signs you've been seeing, what rituals you've been doing to connect with your spirituality. It's been a very exciting journey for me. I think about 4 months ago in April, I really started turning to my tarot cards and doing a lot of healing through journaling and connecting. And I've really just become a sponge. I've read 2 books on um, metaphysics, the Divine Matrix, and Walking Between the Worlds, both by Brandon Graham, who is amazing. He takes a lot of scientific experiments and compares them to spirituality. Highly recommend both of those books. But over the last 4 months, I have reconnected with my heritage, which I'm 51, and up until this point, never connected to my Doukhoborian heritage, mainly because my Russian grandparents only used the language to fight and argue, so we couldn't understand what they were saying. And lo and behold, I was on the Sunshine Coast of British Columbia working on a film production and was gifted a candle from Russian monks that were living on the Sunshine Coast. They were said to be very reclusive sect of monks. They didn't believe in currency, and they were um, very private about their way of life. And this automatically made me think of the Doukhobors. So as I dove into my heritage and the Doukhoborian heritage and discovering my ancestry, um, it just led me down this path, and so glad to be on it. It opened up a lot of interesting channels for me as I was clearing away all of my old habits and making room for new. My vessel was just filled with knowledge and love and understanding. And I'm sure many of you are going through the same thing right now. So I'm happy to share these experiences. I hope you share yours. Um, Back to present day, we can go back. I could talk for hours, but I'm going to keep this one pretty short because it's my first one. The other day was 999, so September 9th, 2025. And that is the day of closing old cycles and stepping into the new. And when I woke up that morning, I didn't have the strongest of dreams, which was fine. I had a very early wake up for my film job, and the night before, I had the opportunity to go see Hollow Coves live in Malcolm Bowl and Stanley Park. Beautiful, inspiring band. Their lyrics, singer-songwriters are just phenomenal. All about, you know, the coastline, about warming yourself by the fire with friends, about finding your feet on the way, taking that first step blindly into your new reality, and just knowing that the universe has your back. And that's what I'm doing today. So thanks again. um, that next morning I was leaving the house at 4:30 in the morning, actually before that, and I looked down the ground and I found this feather. Beautiful orange stem to it. I'm not very good at camera angles here. Let's go there. There you go. So I looked it up to see what it was, and oddly enough, this wasn't the first time I found this feather, but I did find it once a couple days back, and then again on the 10th, right after that. And it belongs to the red-shafted northern flicker. And this is a bird who is native to BC and is of the woodpecker family. It lives in the trees and on the ground. And it is a connection between spirituality and being grounded. For me, it was a message to do this blog. I planted the seed unknowingly, I guess, 2 years ago when I started the channel, The Creative Life 1111. But at the time, I couldn't figure out how I should do all of this. And all the messages and signs I'm getting are saying, just do it. So here I am doing it live and hoping that it connects and resonates and maybe helps you find your inspiration in your path. Um, I've been diving deep into tarot. I've been, the other day I was at work and flipping through Instagram, and it's funny where a message will come from. I saw this meme or ad about what kind of witch are you, and I was like, well, I don't want to do the survey. I don't want to pay for it. I'm just going to go to Gemini and ask what kind of witch I am based on my birth date. And oddly enough, I'm a cosmic witch according to this classification of witches. And what are witches? Energy workers, healers. Uh, you know, there's all kinds of names. Shamans are many often considered the same. But for me, I'm just discovering it all. So I'm not afraid of the term witch when people use it, and I'm actually intrigued by it. So I found out I was a cosmic witch was quite interesting because Kuzma, who's my great grandfather, his name is derived from cosmos and the universe. And my Baba on my mom's side, Stella, her name translates to star. Um, oh, this journey's just been so exciting for me. There's so many things I want to share with you. And one of the things about Stella that came up was Stella was a white witch. She was from Poland and immigrated to Canada. And my sister, who's 12 years older than me, maybe 16, she was telling me that Stella, our Baba, was teaching her some of her traditional ways. Unfortunately, she passed before I was even born, but I've been able to connect with her on my journey, and feel that I'm bringing the DNA alive, and the knowledge that is shared through that, through the journey and the path that I'm on. One of my really good friends that I work with was so excited to bring me a pagan set of tarot cards that she had. And she brought it into work. And when I picked up the book for some reason before even looking at the cards. And one of the first things I did was flip the book open, and I discovered that there was a way you could meditate through the major arcana. And since I'm new to tarot and trying to understand the meaning of the cards, this really resonated with me. And I'm like, oh, this is really interesting. As I started looking at the the journey, it started in the pagan deck of cards with the Green Man or the Fool. And of course, that represents me and the journey I'm going on. The next card in her deck was the High Priest. And I started to realize that I'm already on this journey because the first person I connected with was my great grandfather Kuzma, the High Priest. And then when I received the deck, it wasn't for a month until later when I'd gone back to the Sunshine Coast that I put the connection together that this deck came to me, this pagan deck of tarot cards, while I was in the month or the moon cycle of the High Priestess, who I was resonating with Stella, who was a pagan witch from Poland. So to me, it was magically aligned that this deck came to me and that I connected on this journey. And now I'm working through the next card. And with this lunar cycle, it was funny because as the new moon was coming, I was like, for some reason, I don't feel like I'm done with this feminine energy. I can't be leaving Stella's presence just yet, or learning about her, because there's too much femininity still resonating with me. And I went back to where the book was, like on our truck at work, and I picked it up, and lo and behold, the next card of the pagan deck was the lady representing Mother Earth. And it has been a month of deciding to ground nightly. I was taking my dogs to the park at 10 o'clock at night every night. And one night I was just like having some hip issues. And I figured, I know how to fix this. I just need to ground. So every night now I take the dogs, I kick off my shoes and walk barefoot through the soccer field, which is great because there's well groomed and no geese, because that's a Canadian thing. Too many of those. And on my journey through the park, there's a row of trees at the back of the park that I decided to start weaving in and out of, like the heartbeat of the earth. So, yeah, maybe I'm that crazy witch in the park late at night, but hey, it's working for me, so I'm loving it. And Mother Earth has been showing me all of her glory through the flicker feather. The dreams I've been having at night are all uh, connected to plants. I had a dream just last night, and in this dream, I was at a house with a younger person and waiting for somebody to arrive, but this person was of dark energy and it could only come out at night. And as I was waiting, I was taking apart this bouquet of flowers, and the odd thing was it was all greenery, and the greenery was almost like a Christmas cactus. And I remember taking it apart, and as I was going through the bouquet, there were three carnations that were submerged in water. The current carnations weren't fully open. They were submerged. Yeah, they weren't fully open. They were white and really small buds to them. So I took them out of the water, and the greenery I ended up weaving into almost like a runner, table runner, and then I took it outside and put it on a table outside on the deck, which was surrounded by rooftops. And I like just realized was that I was waiting for this person of dark energy to come and to meet him. And that sounds scary, but it's not. When I was at work today again, maybe I have too many decks of cards, but I pulled the fairy card and it was about fear. And it said, don't have fear. Know that the fairies have your back and that the creator created all light and dark. And that was a message that came to me over the last few nights quite quite prominently. Um, as I was dreaming leading up to the lunar eclipse, um, 2 nights in a row, my dream catcher fell off of the ceiling, which was held in a very secure 3M hook. Uh, so it really tweaked my interest as to why is this dream catcher on the floor? What's going on? And when I researched actually how a dream catcher works, it allows the good light to go through the the center eye of the dream catcher in the web, and it catches all the negative energy or the dark energy in the web until the morning, and it dissolves in the light, whereas the good dreams are sent down the feathers to you. And that's when I realized that maybe this is part of the reason I'm not getting the full message from my intuition, is because I need to see and experience this dark energy. I'm not afraid of it. The creator created all of it. And if Lucifer was sent from heaven as a fallen angel to give us guidance and sacrifice his life so that we can understand the messages in the dark and still be protected, then I need to find out what those messages are. So maybe I'll just leave it at that. Why don't you join me for more? Let's get cosmic together. I'll tell you more about that in a future episode. But yeah, thanks for listening. I hope this found somebody, anybody, and it resonates with you. Like I said, call me Kuzma, and welcome to the Creative Life 1111.